What's the latest with pre-season? How encouraged have you been, and do you feel like you've got over the COVID issues?
Well, clearly, to lose 10 days, James, as we did, I think 4 weeks in we were left not had a full week. We've been snowed off. We had a previous COVID day where we had to close the place down, and then that. So it has been a little bit disjointed. We've just got 2 full weeks in now, which has been great. We're still waiting for our overseas players to join us. Obviously, King's in. Zane's not going to be, and Matty are not going to be too far behind. We've got some injuries from some post-season surgeries in the 3 shoulder guys and Luke Gale. So we have had some elements of not having as many numbers as we would have liked. But if we're concentrating on the guys that are actually on the field, they're going good, mate. They're looking fit, looking skillful. There's certainly a good vibe about them. And probably the most encouraging aspect of what I could pick up to now is the performance of our younger guys. We feel that they've taken a step forward from last year. We've got a couple of very bright talents that are in their first year of first grade as well, that are clearly impressing us. And I think the fact that because we're slightly down on numbers at this point as what we would actually like to be, it gives them a few more reps. You're able to include them a little bit more in some important positions than you would on a normal pre-season, which we feel will only be benefit to us in the long run. A lot of the guys played at least 3 or 4 games last year, which I think gave them a great confidence too about knowing what first grade rugby were all about and the standards that they would have to meet to be a successful player at that level. So all good, mate. I think we've still got a good 5 weeks around 5 weeks till the start. So that's plenty of time, mate, and hopefully unbroken. We would look at a normal pre-season, James, and if you start mid-November, if you're a successful team, you sort of get broken by Christmas and a Boxing Day game, and then New Year's as well. So we got one sort of one long, hopefully unbroken crack at it from here on in.
Just finally from me, Rich, Liam Sutcliffe's new deal. Can you give us an insight into the mechanics of that in terms of whether you had to change his mind or he changed his own mind on staying?
Surprisingly, when a player answers transfer request in, it probably gives an image of there's something not right here. I think all along, I've always had a really good relationship with Liam. And I've never seen it any different, even when last year he decided that he felt like he wanted to change. I think we have to understand that, very rarely would a player go through his career and not think about this or question his place in the organisation. But our rhetoric to Liam all along, well, look, we really rate you as a player. We absolutely value as a terrific member and part of our squad. We think he's a sublimely talented kid, super skilled. He is a popular player among the guys. So there were never any pressure on us. We sort of understood where they were coming from a little bit on it. However, we always made it clear that there'd be absolutely no pressure on you to leave the club. We would hope that you change your mind. So we let Liam find his own way during that. We weren't sort of pressuring him and going back to him and making him feel any different. We wanted him to work it out himself, James, because I guess as a coach, I want players that want to be here and want to play for us, because that's how you'll get the best out of them. And if we've got a player that is unsure of that and not sure he wants to be here, then the likelihood is we're probably not going to get the best out of him. I thought when he got his run at centre last year, his performances on the way in, I would say he would have consistently an 8 or 9 out of 10 for us. I thought he showed a tremendous level of quality and consistency. He worked up a terrific relationship, obviously, with Ash Hanley, who he's very good friends with. And gradually, I think it's fair to say it's worked itself out. He's come to the conclusion that this is where he wants to be, this is where he wants to play his football and where we can get the best out of him. And my relationship right throughout has never really wavered, James, to tell you the truth. And I think we're seeing a player that is happy at a good stage in his career. He's already achieved a lot. At 25, 26-year-old, I think he is 26-year-old. He's already achieved 2 grand final wins, a Challenge Cup final win or 2. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong way around, didn't I? Challenge Cup final wins and a grand final win. And, you know, he's been in England squads and stuff like that. So I do think he's committed to us in is what is going to be, you know, the prime of his career as well. So we're pleased that he's decided to stay, but it's probably fair to say it's just worked itself out. It's not been a difficult one for either party, really.
Rich, will you be playing King on the wing now that he's revealed that?
No, I've been asked what position we bought King for, which I thought were a slightly unusual question. You know, we playing him as a middle. That's where I've seen King play the majority of his career. I know when I were over there at St George, he played reserve grade, played a little bit of back row, but was played predominantly middle for the last sort of 2 or 3 seasons. Look, I think at the moment too, Matt, you know, middle, is it a prop, is it a loose forward? With the advent of no scrums, we sort of look at it a different way too. It's the composite of our middle. You know, do we go with 3 big ball carriers? Do we get a guy in there that can ball play? Do we get 2 guys in there that can ball play? We try and find the right balance of size, but speed in there as well. So we probably look at it in a different light to, oh yeah, you know, you have 2 props or 3 props or 4 props in your team. You know, we like to get the right balance of, you know, size, speed. Some games will have someone like Cameron Smith in there to give us that different aspect of skill. We think Zayn Tetevano's got a great pair of hands. You know, we felt Cameron Smith and Adam Cuthbertson on the field for us last year gives us a different style of attack with 2 ball players. So, you know, we will run our middle horses for courses based on what's good for us at the time and what's good for the opposition. And I think, you know, I'll quite happily say that the attributes that I feel King's got from following him through reserve grade to when he made his breakthrough to first grade this year is he just gives us a little bit of a different complement to what we've got now. You know, Matty Pryor's a massive industry player, but I think in King we've got a guy that he's certainly got some sting in his defence and can whack people. And he's got that leg speed and athleticism and ball carry, which we think will complement our existing front rowers really well.
In terms of Liam Sutcliffe,
yes.
It's obviously great news that he's staying at the club, but obviously with Harry Newman coming back to full fitness, Conrad Hurrell in the mix as well. What do you see as Sutcliffe's best position this coming season?
Yeah, I think he's played really well as a left centre, Ross. I think that's you know, where he sort of excelled for us. I know Liam's been keen to nail a position down and shed that utility tag. You know, we understand that. And I think at the time it was always a case of, well, you know, play well enough in the position that you want and take your opportunity. And, you know, he's done that and more, really, Ross. So, you know, the way he played towards the back end of last year, it would have taken exceptional form to shift him. And is it going to give me a headache if all 3 players play as well as they possibly can? I reckon it'll give me a massive headache. But you can't have enough good players in your team, Ross, either, can you? So, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think to start worrying about selection dilemmas at this moment in time, you know, Harry's still, you know, a little bit off fitness. But I think it'll leave us in a very strong and healthy position if all those 3 players are playing as well as they can. And I'm sure whichever way I go on selection, if that becomes the case, then it'll please some people and not please others. But I think we all know, you know, there's a lot of things can happen during the course of the season in and around how you need to move the team about.
And just finally on that, with the progress that's being made on vaccinations, particularly with the most vulnerable groups, by the time it gets down to the restart of the season, would you like to see players vaccinated before you have to go out on the pitch?
I think it'd be a great situation to be in, yeah, as long as we've not got any anti-vaxxers in there. But I think that would be a great situation. But I think as a sport, I think it's been mooted about elite sports people getting vaccinations. No, I don't agree with that. I think that we wait our turn in the queue. It's getting close for me, Phil, anyway, I think.
I think I'm just ahead of you.
Yeah, we wait our turn in the queue, and the people that need it most get it in that. We'll cope. There may be some disruption for us, but we'll cope and we'll survive through that. I think everybody needs to get it in the right order that the government set out. And I think it'll be a fantastic position for us all to look forward to after the difficulties and the hardships that we face. But as sports people, I guess we've been the lucky ones that we've been able to come to work and, for the best part of it, enjoy our normal, pretty much normal existence. So fingers crossed, the vaccination programme continues to enhance and maintain its momentum. And it's not long before, everybody's sort of getting the passport back to normality, I guess.